Hello, everybody. My name is Ian Lamont, and this episode of the Amazon Deep Dive for Publishers is about Amazon Advantage. This is one of a series of videos covering various programs in Amazon that publishers and other types of sellers can use. A big disclaimer, I don't work for Amazon, but I've used these programs for a long time. I've gotten value out of them, but it's up to you to make your own decisions about whether or not they're good for your own business. You need to follow Amazon's terms of services and community guidelines. And also, while it's possible to make money on these programs, it's also possible to lose a lot of money if you're not careful. So, Amazon Advantage is a program that's only aimed at publishers, media publishers. The idea is you can ship physical copies to Amazon for distribution. They have special warehouses where you ship the goods. It's a wholesale model, so you're providing a discount off of the retail price, and then Amazon, when someone orders them on Amazon, Amazon is shipping them at the retail price, but they're taking a cut. It doesn't have to be books. It can be other types of media products, although these days I think it is mostly books or products with ISBNs on them. It requires a UPC code or an ISBN to enroll the products in Amazon Advantage. And I use it for two products that I sell, cheat sheets and lean media. So the cheat sheets are shown below. Lean media is the book shown on the right. So the lean media book, I offset printed this particular title. I have copies on hand, and every once in a while, usually at the beginning of the fall semester, actually, when colleges start ordering them, I ship a box or two to Amazon Advantage's warehouse. The cheat sheets, these are kind of like pamphlets, 4-page kind of cardstock. They have ISBNs, and these I get a lot of orders for them every week actually from Advantage. So I'm constantly shipping stuff off to Amazon Advantage for the cheat sheets. So the pros of Amazon Advantage, if you enroll in it, is it's a great way to distribute offset printed copies. A lot of publishers who are only doing print on demand, this Amazon Advantage will not be useful for you. You need to have copies that you actually print out, or you arrange with a professional printer to do the print job. So the advantage of offset printed copies, of course, is that the quality is often far superior to what you can get in POD, although that's not always the case. And then also the other advantages is you can do some types of things that aren't possible with POD. For instance, the cheat sheets that I mentioned earlier, I can't use POD, print on demand, to print those. So I use a commercial printer to print those, and then I ship them off to Amazon Advantage warehouses. Interestingly, the detail pages for the products you sell on them, they can have more than one image. Although it seems that for books, it's usually just the cover and the back cover. But for the cheat sheets, even though those are ISBN products, I can use more than one image for that. You can use it to set up pre-orders for books or for other media products that you're selling. And then you get access to special marketing opportunities, which you can't get elsewhere. And they include A+ detail pages, sponsored brand ads in Amazon advertising, and the Amazon Vine reviewer program. There's a bunch of cons to the Amazon Advantage program, and actually one of them, I'll tell you, relates to Amazon Vine. I mean, Vine is a program that gets your product in the hands of these professional reviewers on Amazon. The problem is it's expensive. The last time I checked, it was $1,500 for a single product, no guarantee of any reviews. So I don't do that particular program, but for some types of publishers, that may appeal to them. There's also a 55% wholesale discount. And you have to be careful here, because if you already have a product that has a low margin, if you're putting yourself, subjecting your product to a 55% discount, that may really cut back your chances for making a profit. The interface is old. I've started using this back in 2013 or 2014, and unfortunately, it's quite dated. I don't think they're updating it, and I think it's possible that this may be because they're going to close the program down. That's just what I suspect. I don't have any confirmation that it's true. You have to handle shipping to Amazon Advantage, and you pay for it, and you have to manually enter the details into Amazon Advantage's, backend, the database, the web database that you're using to enter the information. And I bring this up because for other types of Amazon programs, like they'll help you buy shipping, and the shipping information will be automatically integrated. But in this case, it's not. You have to actually copy the tracking code from UPS or FedEx or United States Postal Service and paste it into this Amazon Advantage backend, which is kind of a pain. Amazon's predictive ordering algorithm can make mistakes, and what this means is that Amazon, they'll take data that they have access to, like people taking a look at your product page or people ordering a particular product, and then they'll determine like what they think that the demand will be in the future, and then they'll place an order for the particular product. And if you take a look at this chart down here, this is actually an old type of graph they used to show on the website. They don't do it any longer, but it basically shows units shipped in blue and units at Amazon in green. And ideally, these two lines should be pretty close to each other. But what happens is in October, they started ordering. First of all, the inventory ran out, and then they started ordering lots and lots and lots of products. But the number of products at the warehouse were far more than people were ordering. So you can see this gap. This is what was available. This is what was ordered. And it grew even bigger in February. And what this represents is actually inventory you've paid for and you've paid to get shipped to Amazon, but it's not being sold, so you're not getting money for it. So let's say that this represents, hundreds or even thousands of books. That's going to be thousands of dollars that you've basically spent, but you can't get it back because Amazon hasn't been able to sell it. And I say Amazon hasn't been able to sell it. You haven't been able to sell it. So you may have to invest in marketing programs to boost demand. But at the same time, this algorithm, I found it to be very imperfect in terms of getting the right amount of product into the warehouse at the right time. And then one other thing about the warehouse is sometimes Amazon Advantage, they'll do things like just order one copy of a book at a time. Or they'll order like one or two copies, and they have to be sent to different warehouses in different parts of the country. So you're spending all this money on shipping, and there's no way that you'll ever make the money back on that particular shipment because just the margins are too low. So these are some of the problems I've experienced at Amazon Advantage. However, there are some definite advantages to Amazon Advantage, and one of them is it's the only practical way for me to sell these unusual products, these cheat sheets they're not quite books, but they have ISBNs on them. They're printed in a special way. I can't sell them any other easy way on Amazon at scale. And it's also a great option for selling offset printed books if you're a smaller publisher and you don't have a distributor. It gives you access to special detail page features, which I'll get to in a minute, and special marketing programs. But there's a learning curve. You don't have any control over how many they're going to order. You can't contact your customers, and I bring this up because for Amazon Seller, there actually are ways to contact customers. And then, some publishers, they have to kind of dribble inventory to these multiple warehouses, and they'll lose. Currently, my situation, they're just having me send it to one warehouse, and I think then they distribute it to other warehouses on their own. But some publishers I've spoken with, they have this situation where they're sending, one to Wisconsin, two to Florida, three to someplace in Nevada, and it just, from a cost perspective, because the shipping is so expensive for a small number of books like that, it just doesn't make sense. And then also one other thing I've learned, it's terrible if you have a low margin product. So one type of product I had actually had a really low margin. And the problem is I priced it too low. But after the 55% discount and the shipping costs, I was just getting beaten up, and I wasn't really making much money on it. I was about to pull out of the Amazon Advantage, but then what I did is I just said, what the heck? I'm just going to charge more for this product because it just doesn't make sense for my business to have it priced so cheap. And I did that. It actually did not affect demand, and and all of a sudden, the orders I was getting from Amazon, it was cost effective. Despite the 55% discount, I'm still making enough money on that particular product where it really makes sense for me to be in an advantage. So this is something that's available to Amazon Advantage users. It's called A+ Detail Pages. It's similar to a program called Enhanced Brand Content in Amazon Seller, but it's not quite the same. But the basic idea is similar. You get extra pictures and boxes where you can put more descriptions, more photos, bullet points, etc. And here's the one for one of my cheat sheets. This shows up on your product detail page. So if people scroll down, they'll see this, and they'll see this extra content, and hopefully it's more likely to help them convert to a buyer because you can show more content to them. It used to cost $600, but in the past year or two, they've eliminated that particular price, at least for me. It does, however, I should note that it works for some ISBNs and not others. And actually, here's an example. This is weird. I created the A plus page for the paperback edition of Lean Media, which is the book that I send to Amazon Advantage, and it didn't activate it for the paperback. So on the paperback page, you still see the regular normal book description, but on the hardcover edition, it does show the A plus detail page. And I'm not sure why that is, and in a way, I'm kind of reluctant to call them up or try to investigate or try to fix it because I'm afraid I might just break it all together, or they might say, oh, books like this shouldn't even have A plus detail pages. So I just I just leave that alone for now, and I'll take that benefit, even though it's only for one type of the book, the hardcover, and not for the paperback or the ebook edition. For more information and to see more episodes of the Amazon Deep Dive for publishers, go to leanmedia.org, click on video. You'll get information on how to see those videos. You can also contact me on social media using the links in the accounts shown there. And thank you very much for watching.